And then Jordan Grace got in a little bit of trouble by saying some.
She's an idiot. First off, she's a moron. Here's the thought: make your wrestling company better. Worry about that. That's your job.
It's like it's a weird hill to die on. Really,
your job is to wrestle, not worry about stupid wrestling marks.
Yeah, not worried about what a guy who died 20 years ago, whether or not he would have been able to hang with today's.
Oh, and spoiler alert, he absolutely would have.
Yeah. If his brain wasn't mush,
he would have absolutely hung with them. In fact, he would have humbled some of them, and he would have been better than some of them, most of them.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear that.
We don't excuse what he did.
Is he a piece of shit for what he did? Yes, 100%.
Well, I was a piece of shit. Yeah, it was sucks what happened because his brain was like pudding by that point. But come on, man.
Enough is enough. Like I said,
I know.
You're a knockouts champion. You're on TNA. Don't sit there and tell me that Benoit wouldn't have been able to hang. First off, he would have made your boyfriend look stupid. Or husband, whoever the fuck he is to you. Because that guy sucks, Kenny King. He's not good. All right?
I thought she was with Gresham.
No, she's not with Gresham. She's with Kenny King, I thought.
I thought it was Gresham. I think you're getting your black wrestlers confused.
You might be right. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm sure I don't care. I don't give a fuck about Jordan Grace. And that's the thing, too. She shouldn't care about me. She shouldn't care about anybody on the internet. Like I said, you're champion. Worry about making the company better. Worry about that's it.
You're a contracted professional wrestler.
That's your only fucking job. That's your only fucking job. And to say something stupid, listen, like I said, is Chris Benoit horrible human being, piece of shit for what he did? Yes, he shouldn't have done that, obviously. That is an obvious statement to say. But the dumb statement you said was the fact that you think that Chris Benoit wouldn't be able to hang with some of these young guys today. You're a fucking idiot if you think that.
Yeah.
But it also comes to young. How old is she? What is she?
She's got to be 30s, yeah.
Early 30s, late 20s, right? You weren't watching Chris Benoit. You don't know enough about Chris Benoit to say that kind of shit. What the fuck are you talking about? You probably didn't even get into wrestling until you were in your 20s, and by that time, he was long gone. And you ain't going to go back and watch it.
She's actually younger. She's 26.
Okay. So what year was she born then, if she's 26?
96.
1996. He was already done with ECW. He was halfway. He was a quarter into his WCW run.
Yeah.
By the time she actually got into wrestling, he was already dead.
And had been dead for...
Yeah. And you're not going to go back and watch his shit now because he's a piece of garbage to you. So to say something stupid like that when you have no fucking idea about Chris Benoit's ability in the ring. Fuck what he did personally. I'm not going to even bring that shit up. I'm talking about Benoit in the ring. It will not only would have hung, but he would have been 10 times better than at least 60 to 65% of the current wrestlers in this fucking business right now. And that's not a bold statement. That's not a fucking crazy statement. That's a factual statement.
Also, she made her debut in 2011, so sorry, I was just going at when she made it on to ROH in 2019 or 2018.
Okay. Like I said, that fucking girl has no idea about Chris Benoit. No.
It was just a wild out of the blue take.
Exactly, because she's a fucking idiot and she wants to be relevant. Well, if I say this, now I'll be the fucking talk of the fucking internet because I went out and I said this. And I feel good about saying this.
Talking about Chris Benoit is kind of like an internet wrestling third rail. Don't grab it.
Exactly. But if you say, you're going to get fucking, you're going to be in the news cycle, or the wrestling news cycle, I should say.
Yeah, it is, the wrestling news cycle, yeah. Which is about a week, which is like the same as an actual news cycle, about a week.
Yeah. So don't tell me Chris Benoit's not a good fucking wrestler, dude. He was like one of the best. Yeah. At one point, he was the best.
If it wasn't for what happened, he would be absolutely a Hall of Fame.
First off, if he didn't kill himself and his kids, he would be in AEW right now, making them all look stupid.
Or he would be, where he would be? Impact Wrestling, because you know where Impact is based out of? Canada.
No, well, he lived in Atlanta. He lived in Atlanta at that point. Or he would be one of two things. He'd be in at AEW, Or he'd be in WWE and an office job, like a trainer. He'd be a trainer at
Yeah, like a trainer,
NXT.
for sure.
Okay? So don't tell me Benoit's not good. Like I said, personally, nobody can make it a biased opinion about him because he was a piece of garbage. Yes, 100%. I agree. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you there. But
See, I disagree with calling him a piece of shit because of that. Because it's not like he was it's like Conan said. It wasn't like he was a serial killer. He was not himself.
I understood, but that doesn't, just because you're not yourself doesn't mean
he did it. I'm not saying, I'm not going as far as saying like, I'm a Chris Benoit conspiracy theorist like it was Kevin Sullivan's master plan.
At the end of the day, he did a heinous act.
Yes.
Okay.
That erased all the goodwill that he's built up.
And he will always be viewed like a piece of shit. Yes, you're right. He's not a full piece of shit because his brain was applesauce at that point. It didn't matter what was going to happen, okay? But he will always be viewed now in that negative light. And no matter what he did in his career, it will always just be washed away because they'll always think about what he did. And I understand that. You're more than entitled to that opinion of Chris Benoit as a person, as a human being. Just because his brain is applesauce does not give him full right to choke his son out and kill his wife. Yes,
for sure.
You're right. But if we're going to talk about Chris Benoit, the professional wrestler, the statement that she said is not only wrong, it's asinine. It's asinine. It just goes to show you this generation doesn't care about the old generation. They don't give a fuck. Like when I was coming up, we cared about the generation, the old shit, because we were always watching it. We were always respecting them and learning from them. This generation, they think they got it. They think they got it. They don't need nobody. And it's dude, you're fucking wrong. Newsflash, dipshits. I'm looking right at the camera. You're fucking wrong. Jordan Grace, you're wrong. You don't got it. Because if you did, you wouldn't have to bring up Chris Benoit's name to get fucking attention. You fucking moron. Again.
Some people shouldn't have Twitter.
Yeah. Work on making the company you're in relevant. You work in the fucking third or fourth rate wrestling company in America right now, and you're talking about Chris Benoit. Here's a thought. Why don't you try to get to the first? Make that fucking division, the women's division, the best it is. Then maybe someone will want to hear your fucking opinion. Until then, shut the fuck up and train and just wrestle and just focus on that. Don't focus on marks. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time.
And energy. It's a waste of time and energy.
You're better than that. You're better than that. Now, I'm going to call you a moron because what you said about Chris Benoit, because you sound like a moron, because you need to sit and just put aside Chris Benoit's personal shit and watch Benoit in the ring. Watch Benoit in the ring. And he's wrestled with cruiserweights, the same size guys that are here now, and he hung with them. And not only that, he had fucking 5-star classics. So I don't want to hear another word out of your mouth about that shit. It's done. Don't ever say something else about Benoit that way. Anybody, not just her, anybody, and they always do it. It was the conversation I was just talking to you about Kevin Nash. All these kids, that's all they talk about is quads. Yeah, all right. Well, why don't you watch Prime Nash as Diesel? Or when he first came to WCW as the Outsiders. Watch that Nash. Don't watch Nash from 2004 when he could barely fucking walk. Or 2005 and 6 and 7 at TNA when he was just there to collect a check and hang out with Alex Shelley. He wasn't there to fucking work. He wasn't there to wrestle. He was there to help the young talent. And they didn't listen. So that's why he just had a good time and collected money. It's simple. It's real simple, man. He tried to help them. They didn't want to fucking hear it, so he didn't give a fuck. And that's the view they have of Nash now. Nash is a this, and he's that, and he's no good. You don't know fucking Kevin Nash. It's like when they talk to guys about Shawn Michaels, and they only talk about Shawn Michaels from 2002 on. Are you kidding me? Yeah. You do realize that Shawn had a whole first half career before he got to when you were watching him. And that was his best fucking work. This shit was just fucking icing on his cake. Like, watch him make the fucking cake. Watch that 1995, 96, early 97 run with Shawn Michaels and tell me that any fucking guy right now could touch Shawn Michaels. No. Wrong. I don't give a fuck how many flips you do. I don't care how good your cardio is. You weren't going to hang with Shawn Michaels. Even today, you take a clone of the 1995 Shawn Michaels, you drop him in this fucking era, that guy is a fucking bona fide star. Bar none. bar none. Doesn't matter what
Yeah,
era you drop Shawn in.
Shawn would fit in perfectly in this era.
Doesn't matter what era you would have dropped Shawn in, he would have worked. That's how good Shawn Michaels was.
Maybe not the 1950s.
Buddy, he would have. He would have stood out and you'd been like, wow, I can't believe this guy is moving around the ring like that.
Yeah.
What is going on right now? He would have blown minds. He would have been so ahead of his time, people wouldn't have realized what he was doing. They would have thought he was cheating or doing something not right.
There's springs in his boots.
Yeah, that's how fucking good Shawn Michaels was. So, like I said, Benoit, while his promos were always suspect, which is a fact, Benoit couldn't cut a good promo. But Benoit could go when that bell rang. And you could put him in the ring with an enhancement talent. You could put him in the ring with a fucking bona fide star. And both matches would be watchable and sometimes 5-star. You wouldn't even expect it. That's how good Chris Benoit was. Like I said, horrible, horrible end to his life. But his career cannot be forgotten. It can't. I'm sorry. Now, does he go into the Hall of Fame? Absolutely not. But
no.
Could you acknowledge him as one of the hardest workers in this game and one of the most polished workers in this game? Yeah. 100% facts. 100% facts. I watched all of Benoit's career from EC. I mean, I didn't watch the Pegasus Kid and shit in Canada and fucking Japan. But when he got to his American shit, when he got to ECW, from ECW on, I watched Benoit.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, no one's like this guy. Chris Benoit was awesome. He was fucking awesome.